Kauden avausjakson kunniaksi otetaan sisään toinen pelaajavieras. Jordan, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
You've been around here in Lahti now for about a month. What is your overall impression of this hockey town so far?
You know, I've really enjoyed my time here so far. The weather's been great, luckily. I know it's going to turn here pretty soon, but I've been able to take advantage of the restaurants down at the harbor and getting coffee down there with the guys every once in a while and things like that. So, you know, it's been a good start.
So you have found something to do outside the rink as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's plenty of things to do. We end up over at the mall every once in a while, walking around downtown and things like that. It's been a nice city so far.
I also heard that you're an incredible singer. Is it true?
Yeah, we had our team kickoff party this weekend, and there was a microphone and some music, and I tried to entertain the boys a little bit. So it was a fun weekend.
One thing I got to ask you about is whether you have tried so-called meat muck, which is a traditional local dish here in Lahti.
You know, I did actually. I will never turn down a cup full of meat. I saw it on the menu and I figured I had to try it.
How was it?
It was delicious actually. When I asked the waitress for it, she said, "Oh, it's a traditional dish here in Lahti. You have to try it." And I did. It was great.
It's good for your health.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it would be bad for me.
You were born in 1986 in Oregon, U.S. Tell us about your background.
You know, I've lived everywhere. My father was a professor at the university out there in Corvallis, Oregon, and then you know we moved from there to Binghamton, New York, where I grew up. I lived there for about 10 years, and from there we moved to the Boston area, and then hockey's kind of taken me all around the world from there. So.
You were drafted by the Atlanta Thrashers in 2005, and then you get to score your first NHL goal in 2008. However, you didn't get to play that much in the NHL. Was it a big disappointment for you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I felt like my career was on a good path and going in the right direction, and then some certain life circumstances kind of took over and got in the way a little bit, and things sort of fell apart for a little while there. Was the reason I kind of came to Europe. Was to get a reset and start my career over again, and you know start to build it back up and work back to the higher levels.
So first you moved over to Denmark, then Sweden, now in Finland. How has it been so far in Europe?
It's been great. My experience here has been good. I've grown a lot as a person and certainly a lot as a hockey player. You develop a different skill set playing hockey over here that you know things that I not necessarily would have gotten to do back home. So.
One of the things about your time in minor league was that you received Man of the Year awards, both in Syracuse and Chicago. What's that award all about?
It was a lot of community service work. I would go out in Chicago. I did a lot of library visits with kids and talked about. They had a big Read to Succeed program there. Was their thing. I did a charity thing where I wore my hockey equipment for 36 hours straight with another guy on our team and things like that. So those awards were just about kind of reaching out to the community and trying to help people.
So charity work is close to your heart?
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
You're a big lad and capable of playing physical, but in your point of view, what are your greatest strengths and weaknesses?
I'd say my strengths are, my strength is holding on to the puck. I think I control the puck well along the walls and down low. I certainly think in front of the net is a strength of mine, you know, finding the puck, finding the loose pucks, tips and things like that, and being able to put the puck in the back of the net. Weaknesses, you know, I tend to get lost a little bit in the corners when I do have the puck. I'll hold it there for a while and keep it there, but I always need some help from my line mates to tell me where they are so I can get them the puck.
How would you describe your new team, the Pelicans?
I think we have a young, energetic team this year. I know there's been a little bit of change from last year. I think we want to play a pretty fast-paced hockey with a lot of concentration on our defense turning into our offense. And I think that we've got a lot of guys that are kind of looking to start off their careers and build a name for themselves, and that they're working really hard to do that so far.
So basically the Pelicans fans will be seeing quite straightforward hockey this season.
Yeah, I think a lot of back and forth hockey and a lot of you know, hard work and straight to the net kind of hockey.
There's been constantly changing lineups during the preseason. Do you already know who will be playing with on Friday against HBK?
I think I'll probably start off playing with Ville Sopanen. I played with him quite a bit in the preseason, and coach seemed to like that combination. So I think I'll start off with Ville.
What do you need to take into account when you play with him?
You know, he's a very good player when he has the puck. He's really strong along the walls as well. He's very patient with the puck behind the net and holding it. And for me, you know, it's a question of getting to the front of the net and getting my stick available for him, and he does a really good job of finding it.
What are your first thoughts about the game against HBK on Friday?
You know, they gave us a very good game this past week in the preseason. I think they took it to us a little bit, so I think we need to make sure that we prepare for their style of play this week, and we come ready to give them a little payback.
Thanks for visiting us, Jordan, and all the best for your season.
Thank you very much.